I learned something interesting today. Oh boy, I just learned that child support was deemed unconstitutional by the Minnesota Supreme Court as well as the U.S. Supreme Court. And that is because it's a violation of your 14th Amendment right to due process, as well as to your First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Here's why, and this is really important and really interesting in my opinion. So, people get divorced because they have different values, different ethics, different morals, and different needs, different wants for their children. Now, in order to collect child support from me and give it to my ex-wife, mind you, I have parenting time 50% of the time, so it's not like I'm a deadbeat dad. I pay for everything for my children, and I'm happy to do so, you know. But in order to require me to do so, what they're doing is they're saying, you know, the speech that I would use to speak to my children and teach them isn't as important or as valid as the speech that Lauren would use. So they pay her using my money to teach her things which I'm in disagreement of. Like, I don't like the homosexual stuff she teaches my kids. I think that's just abhorrent. But beyond that, here's the other thing they can't do. They can't interfere with, abridge, or adjust any, that's not the wording, but it means the same stuff. They can't touch contracts that I have signed, and they are touching a contract which I have signed by taking money from me from before I even get it. So the money that I get from my work, I only get a portion of, because even before it goes to my account, they take it from me. So how then am I supposed to be secure in my anything? And that's illegal. They can't do that. And just because they tell you they can, you know, here's the thing. People assume that if a government agency tells them they have to do something, that it's true, that it's law. You know, but that's not the case. These government entities are run by flawed people with flawed ethics, and a conflict of interest in that they are getting paid to do a certain thing. Namely, in this case, getting paid to take my money from me, give it to my ex-wife, and hope that it goes to my children. Whereas if it was in my control, it would go to my children because I have nothing else to spend money on. But what's happening now is money that I would spend on caring for my children, on clothing them, on feeding them, on activities, that's being taken from me. It's so egregious. I love that word. That's a wonderful word. And the child support office is really sick of hearing from me, but you know what? I'm not going to stop until I'm case law. I'm not going to stop until my name is on the law books, explaining that it was my case that deemed this to be not only unconstitutional but unlawful. That's the thing. Just because something's legal doesn't make it lawful, and just because something's lawful doesn't make it legal. I'm on my way to work, but there will be more to follow.